The business started 75 years ago, so we're celebrating our 75th anniversary this year, so we're really excited about that. I'm a second generation owner, and we have the third generation working in the business now. The business was originally started by my father and my mother, and the name Gem comes from my mother's maiden name, which was Gemma. So that started in 1947. Used to be the Gem Insurance Agency, so we were only insurance up until I started with the firm in 1985, and that's when we started the financial services part of it. Back in the day, when it started with my mom and dad, my dad was a New York life agent. He started the casualty business at that time, but he couldn't, because of his New York life license, had to license my mother to sell these products. And my mother was the mother of 4 children at the time she started doing that. And they were doing that out of the apartment that was above my grandfather's store. So that's how humble our roots are and where we began to. And now today we're 14 and we're in the process of another acquisition of another insurance agency that's going to take our firm to 18. When my children decided they wanted to come in the business, and no, they didn't grow up living it, my wife and I were very intentional for them to lead their own paths in their own life and not feel like they default into that third generation because of that fear of the shirt sleeves in 3 generations. So we let them choose their own path, but when they both wanted to come work for me, I had some harder conversations with them by saying, look, this is a business to run. So we did a lot of work up front, making sure they were a fit for the positions they're in, and they're both thriving because they know what it takes. So I'm teaching them to run a business and not just be the son of mine. So we're working really hard to think in terms of thriving into a third generation and not just exploiting a 75-year-old company. It's challenging running any business today. I think we've always tried to stay relevant. We've tried to, and by relevant I mean staying on top of technology, being mindful of the changes and the trends of what's going on, and that's quite frankly what landed us in Canfield from where we were before. We think this is a thriving, growing community. We wanted to participate in it. If you've ever been into our office, you can see that it doesn't look like an insurance agency. It's got a much more modern feel to it. We've really embraced our technology so that doing business with us has all the advantages of doing business with a much larger company, but we're still locally owned and operated, and we believe in just making a difference in our clients' lives, and we live and breathe it, and that's what we do in this town.